transformation needs to be done, both in education and mindset. Thus, to take a stand and break this loud silence, we try to rotate the spotlight on the victims through symbolic art and data analysis. Our aim is to increase awareness within communities that gender-based violence and rape is taking place, even if no reliable data is available, and to ensure the safety of people from all genders are considered everywhere in every time.
Thank you, Duti, for your speech. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to everyone. Hope you are doing well in this pandemic situation. And the second speaker of my team, my co-speaker Tashnia Muzimdar Duti, has already introduced the topic and talked about gender-based violence and aim and objectives of our poster presentation. I'd like to add one thing, that is we would like to dedicate this poster to our freedom fighters, because it's a month of liberation war. I'd like to talk about the second portion of our poster presentation, which is justice for rape victims. When an individual is raped, more than 90% of the time, rapist gets away with it. What's the reason behind it? People are not vocal about their rights. It is the only crime in rape where accused become the victims become the accused for their clothes, be it working late at nights. What in this case, victim's family can take a stand for against the rapist. In this case, society can play a crucial role. Thank you. In this case, society can play a crucial role to stand against social anomalies such as child marriage, domestic violence. If it is done, then another girl might get saved from rape. In order to get justice, we need to seek justice. Our main object is to give the spotlight to the silent crisis which we suffer inside. One thing I'd like to conclude, that is, no means no. When we are saying no to injustice, there's no right of anyone to make it say yes, because it's the right of a living being to cry out for justice. It's not the right of the dead being to cry out for justice. And for proving it, we have, for visualizing it, we have made this poster. Okay, thank you. With that, I'd like to conclude.
Serial number 2, Fahin Rahman Ankita, may present your presentation.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I, Fahin Rahman Ankita, pay you my earnest greetings from Dhaka, Bangladesh, to present my poster on gender-based violence and justice for rape victims. Ladies and gentlemen, getting right into it. Imagine a guy walks in and starts beating his wife in the middle of an argument. Imagine a woman is being raped media for everyone to see. Imagine a guy being harassed again and again because he thinks he will not share it to the rest of the world. Imagine a trans woman walks in and we feel visibly frightened. We'll socially exclude her. Imagine like she's a burden to their family. Well, do we even need to imagine? This is something that is happening all around us. This is gender-based violence. And we do not need a definition to understand what gender-based violence is. And it does not take scientific evidence to understand that women are being victim the most, and the perpetrators are males. If we look at the numbers from 2010 to 2019, we will see there's been a holistic rise in the number of total sexual violence against women. And of these, 58% has been rape, followed by gang rape, attempt to rape, sexual harassment, and molestation, respectively. And of all these rapes that happen, how many do we get justice? The path to justice is riddled with obstructions. Firstly, system is reliant on colonial laws dating back to 1860s. Well, the concept of marital rape is still a fairy tale in our laws, and the legal hassle that one has to go through to seeking justice, unimaginable. And we, of course, we are activists, but we are selective about it. Unless something new happens, unless something horrifying happens than the previous ones, we do not share about it, we do not protest about it. And the victim blaming, ladies and gentlemen, we ask, what was she wearing? We say she was asking for it. We compare women to all these materialistic objects, and rarely do we ask, why do men rape? In a study, you would see that 85% think it is their sexual entitlement. 62% think they are doing it for fun or they're bored. And 33% think it is out of anger or punishment, and 9% say this is out of rape. We say don't leave your drink alone. We don't say don't drug someone, as if every accountability is only for the victim. And the social stigma attached to it. A woman is said to lose their honor if they're raped. Well, even when we talk about our independence, we say we gained our independence in the exchange of our brave Birangana's honor. Well, to that, as Kamla Bhasan said, who put my honor in my vagina? I did not place my honor there. Of all the rapes that we know about, there are many that are underreported. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 6 men will experience an attempted or complete sexual assault in their life. But do we even hear about it? Well, it begs the question, is it all about the women? What about the men? What about the third gender? What about every other stories that goes unheard? Well, to that, I will say that definitely GBV and the justice for rape victims comes with the challenges. We need proper awareness, proper leadership. We need to stop thinking about what the society says. We need to stop blaming the victims. And all the genders should be paid attention to with utmost scrutiny, and then can only we combat gender-based violence and gain justice for rape victims. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Serial number 3, Habiba Monjur and Mohammad Abul Hasanat may present your presentation.
Gender equality is a human right. Gender equality is a human fight, not a female fight. A warm good morning to honorable adjudicator panel, host of the program, and all of you. This is Habiba Monjur along with my co-presenter. I'm going to talk about the gender-based violation, which is known as a global pandemic now. Kofi Annan once said, as long as gender-based violations continue, we cannot claim to be making a real progress toward development, peace, and equity. For example, I believe that gender equality is equivalent to society's view with implementation of laws. Do we know the world suffer not because of violence of bad people, but the silence of good people? And many violence victims are being trapped with abuser whose support for them is also inaccessible. The question arises, why? Because there is perception that a good human should be quiet, well-maintained, less complaining, with ability to handle every issue completely in silence. There are many more causes behind the gender-based violation, most probably the gender stereotype and etc. If I have a look to legislation, I believe that legislation only cannot protect female from violence because weak preventive intervention, weak investigation, weak promotion are main causes, and law and act prohibiting gender-based violation is only useful if society is active in enforcing them. How can we stand up against it? First thing, we should speak up about our abusive experience with aim to stand our other human and raise awareness of danger of harmful tradition. We can provide preventive education, rehabilitation support, vocational training, psychological counseling, and more important measures we may take. So repression of gender-based violation will become a reality when all young and stakeholders really work for changing society first, mostly by engaging boy and young men to become the agent of this change. Now I invite my co-presenter to show the way of justice for rape victim. Thank you.
I just want to sleep. A coma would be nice, or amnesia. Anything, just to get rid of this. These thoughts whisper in my mind. Did he rape my head too? Thank you, this is Shoykot. I'm going to cover the rest part. Do you think if a woman is raped, is it because she asked for it, she dressed for it, she worked for it, or she spoke for it? No, women get raped because someone raped her. It is much easier to explain the veil than to answer the questions about the wound. Rape is rape a woman once, but the way to access justice rapes are again and again. It's horrible. Years of research such as lack of coordination with the prosecutors, delay in trial, reluctance of witness to testify are the some root causes that lead to
One
low rate
minute
of
left.
conviction and miscarriage of justice. All this contributes to making the victims lose confidence in the justice system. So what should we do to find a possible solution for those
Excuse
obstacles?
me, we are we are not showing the posters in the screen. Mr. Hassanat.
Sir, it's already in the display, sir.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Ma'am,
Thank you,
may I
sir.
continue?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We have to find out a possible solution for those obstacles. We can establish women help desk, women police station in every local area, try to involve female in legal professions, limit the time frame of investigation, trial, and making the criminal justice system more responsive to victims to ensure justice. There is no doubt that government and judiciary play a vital role, but the activities of organizations is more effective than the government and judicial system. However, law alone cannot communicate ethics norms or erase the misogynistic societal order from prevailing from centuries. This means we have to work towards a more gender equal world. It means we have to educating people about the right to live free of violence and abuse. It means ending impunity and elevating the voices of women and girls. At the end of our presentation, we want to
Thank
throw a
you.
very important question to the society. Have we ever wondered about the rapists? Why do men rape? Who are they? How their brain works? We should keep questioning to the rapist and we should work on it too. Thank you everyone for listening us.
Thank you. Serial number 3, Sanjida Islam Khan and Mohammad Anisujaman Choudhury may present their presentation.
Boys will be boys. Women say no when they mean yes. Is this what we want to say even in 2020? Good morning all. I am Anisujaman Choudhury from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Gender-based violence and rape is the most extreme expression of unequal gender relations in the society. While gender-based violence and rape disproportionately affecting women and girls, it also affected men and boys. Here in our poster, we mainly focused on the solutions because the problems regarding this issue is known to all by personal and social experiences. To get a clear picture, we are recommending here, we needed to bring the problems under the microscope lens. So for our research purpose, we organized in-depth Zoom call and a survey. We were quite astounded about the result of the survey. Hereby, we have suggested some most fruitful and constructive solutions for the concerning issues of gender-based violence and rape incidents. Firstly, when we discuss about the common problems all over the world, we want to mention the most alarming problems. Differentiating between the transgender and other genders, patriarchal and sexist views legitimizes violence which ensures dominance and superiority of men, gender stereotypes and prejudice, normative expectations of femininity and masculinity, slow process of the administration, absence of anti-discrimination law, and inadequate definitions and provision in existence laws of JVP and sexual harassment, such as Section 377 and 511 of Penal Code 1860. Further discussion on the methodology and solution of the mentioned problems of the poster will be presented by my partner, Sanjid Islam Khan.
Among 70 people who participated in the survey, 36 of them were female and the other 34 were male, and the age range was between 21 to 24. We asked them if they ever faced any kind of sexual or gender-based violence in their life or not. If yes, then at what age of their lifespan they faced it, by whom, and what they think of the reason of the violence. And lastly, we asked them as the cessation of this kind of disgusting act. What we observed in the result of the survey is that 80% of them have experienced physical or sexual violence at least once or more than once in their life. 35% of them have faced it either by their intimate partner or family member. 7% of them have faced by someone other than family member or intimate partner. As we promised to make it a solution-based poster, we are recommending that, firstly, defining rape and rape victims in the Penal Code 1860 clearly, as the Constitution treat every citizen as an equal. We should treat every victim and accused as an equal as well, in the terms of giving punishment regardless of their gender. An app can be made by the authorization and monitorization of government,
1
maintaining
minute left.
the privacy and confidentiality of the victim, where through the app, the Emergency Medical Information Service, Legal Aid Service, rescue mission of the victim from the crime scene, and vital evidences as pictures, videos can be uploaded in the app to ensure the legitimacy and transparency of evidence, ensuring medical service should come first before filing of FIR or calling the police. Availability of medical test kit in every local pharmacy for the protection of the most vital evidences. Better administration of police, doctors, and government officers for non-fabrication of cases like this. Promoting transgender as a regular gender from a very early age by co-educating them in the same institution with the other children. Addition of an advisory team in the every police station can make a big change to assist and help the victim to deal with the other matter with confidentiality.
Hands up.
24/7 monitorization of the existing CCTV cameras and also installation of new CCTV cameras in bus, train, and all the local transport and crowded places. Lastly, educating the next generation, where we will stop saying that boys will be boys, and rather we will say boys will be respectful and responsible for their actions. We do not want to say women say no when they mean yes. We will say no means no regardless of their gender. I believe the solution mentioned in our poster will definitely change the scenario for justice for rape victims. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Serial number 4, Debushree Sharkar, may present your presentation.
Greetings everyone, I am Debushree Sharkar from Bangladesh. I would like to start from the left portion of my poster, which I chose to paint in pink. If I may start with the definition, then gender-based violence concerns any such violence that targets any individuals due to their identity. But since we live in a patriarchal society, women and LGBTQ++ fall victim to it the most. Nonetheless, men too fall victim to gender-based violence, especially when ethnic cleansing or genocide takes place. And how did gender-based violence get started? Well, it didn't start all of a sudden. It was always there. It just didn't have a name back then. It started the moment we assigned gender roles based on gender identity. What? Well, men will earn money and women will maintain the household. So what will be the third genders doing? Men should not wear pink. Girls are too weak, big boys never cry. This is what started gender-based violence and keeps continuing in the form of physical, verbal, psychological, sexual, or social. However, according to Center for Disease Control, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 6 men falls victim to gender-based violence. Moving on to the right side that is painted in black, it tries to show the darkness that rape brings with it onto a victim's life. Rape and sexual violence is indeed a form of gender-based violence. It is statistically proven that women are the most vulnerable to gender-based violence, and rape is the most inflicted gender-based violence against women. Recently, a video went viral where a woman got the threat of being raped because she had been smoking publicly, not to ignore the fact that men were smoking in there as well. Just like this, many people of our country justify rape, saying she was wearing an obscene dress, she was characterless, oh no, she went out at night. But are these the reasons? No, it is the rapist always, the one who never bothers to know about consent, the one who wants to show power and dominance over someone, and the one this society has created. Sadly enough, our penal code issued in 1860 is yet to define rape correctly, let alone the punishment. Nari o Shishu Nirjatan Daman Ain adopted the same definition of rape from the penal code and has loopholes of its own. Statistically, BMP shows rape and sexual assaults have alarmingly increased over the past 10 years. Over 70% of married women or girls in Bangladesh have faced some sort of partner abuse. CDC report shows that 77% of assaults worldwide go unreported. 80% of rape victims are raped by known ones. 98% of rape cases are true. Unfortunately enough, 98.5% of the rapists would not spend a day in prison. The statistics leaves us with tons of unanswered questions. To conclude, safety is becoming the prime concern for most of the people worldwide. Patriarchal attitudes, discrimination, inequality between genders are the major reasons behind this growing threat of being physically and mentally assaulted. We need to reform our laws and impose. Well, death penalty has been introduced in Bangladesh to punish the rapist. But even before that, we need to make our justice system victim-friendly and safe. This needs no saying that the most of the victims are even afraid of seeking legal help, as a rape victim gets raped twice in the court. A major change should be brought in our education system where emphasis will be put on equality, equity, and consent should be introduced. I put emphasis on equity. Equality comes much later. This problem, this gender inequality is rooted in our society and culture, but we can unlearn things. There is no way gender-based violence would come to an end without uprooting inequality and patriarchal attitudes from our society. And rape victims will get justice only when gender-based violence is uprooted. This is high time we start telling.
Dear participant, time's up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Serial number 5, Rubayak Al-Mahim, Faiza Kamal Munmun may present their presentation.
At first, I want to say that this is the wrong poster. It is not ours.
It's 4 or 5?
5.
Serial number 5, Rubayak Al-Mahim, Faiza Kamal Munmun.
Yes, that's it. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to everyone. It's me, Rubayat Al-Mahim, along with Faiza Kamal Munmun, are going to present this poster. Gender equality is one of the core objectives of UN Declaration of Human Rights. But when a person is exploited based on their sexual orientation, it's called gender-based violation or GBV. Rape is also one kind of GBV. In this poster,